Okay, so on the screen you should see three people. One dude with two swords on his back. That dude, his name is Kai. Will the most of the story will be from his perspective. On one of the other sides, I don't know which side right now, but on one side there's a dude with a bow. His name is Rin, and then there's a dude with one sword on his side, and his name is Norman. But Kai will be like, I'll be saying this story from Kai's point of view most of the time. I might switch over sometimes, but most likely not all the time. But if I say I sometimes, I most likely mean Kai. But I, for some reason, yesterday when I was trying to record this, I kept saying I, so I might mean Kai. So, also, this is what if I made my own anime, and I guess I really don't have nothing else to say. So let's get straight into this video. Okay, so I don't know how I know how I want to start this off, but I don't know exactly where. And I guess I'll start off from the beginning, and then when I get to when I'm about to get them stuck in the game or put into the game, I'll explain from there. So we see this boy, well, obviously it's Kai, but we see him looking around, patting his bed, looking for his phone. He picks up his phone and he sees that he is late for school. And now this inner monologue in his head, he's saying, like it's his first day of college, and he's living with his two best friends, Norman and Ray, and they basically don't live with their parents because they moved away to go to college here, to go to college out of state or whatever. They moved away, and basically after that he starts getting ready, and he's just patting well, he's just looking for his clothes. He puts on this exact outfit, and I'm going to let him put on the mask. Let's say that it's just aesthetic. He just wants to wear a mask, so he puts on the mask because the mask just looks cool, and I don't want to change nothing about his character because I like how that I just like how it looks. I'm not gonna change shit. So, oh, and these are not my drawings. I'm pretty sure I said for this I was going to draw my own characters. I was going to, but then I changed my mind because I didn't like my drawings enough to actually show them. Maybe next time, somewhere in the future. But yeah, just gotta get that out the way. These are not my drawings. And let's continue. So he basically is walking to school by himself. He usually did walk to school with Ray and Kai, but he is late, so he is walking there alone. And when he gets there, he sits next to Ray, and Norman is walking up onto the stage to give an announcement since he got the best grades or whatever out of the whole entire school and all that crap or whatever. And let's see. I really didn't think from there. I don't know. I don't know how it happens from there. As Norman walks off the stage, Kai and Ray go out straight. Basically, tell him that they're shocked that he got the best grades. Norman saying, well, he is the smartest out of all three of them, and Kai saying, well, I'm not the dumbest, right? And Norman just laughing it off and saying, I don't know, but he does know, but he's saying, I don't know, but I will let y'all know Kai is the second smartest in Ray. He's not the dumbest, but he's not the smartest in the group. So, well, he is the dumbest in the group, but he's not dumb, basically. So, and let's keep going. They get home, and Kai is scrolling through his computer, just looking for a game to download or something to do on his computer in general, and then a ad pops up for this game, and then he looks at like the video, like no, the trailer for the game, like where you can watch the video, and it basically just like tells you what the game is about. He watches that and he really likes it. He sees that you can create like a guild and you can play with your friends in it. So he tells Norman and Kai about it, and they make their characters. Kai decides to be a ninja. Norman decides to be a. I'm gonna call it a knight. I was gonna call it a swordsman, but I'm gonna call it a knight just because that sounds better. And Ray decides to be a hunter, but he decided to be a hunter but also a werewolf, so that's that. And Norman decided to be a elf and also a swordman because yeah. And I'm just fuck, I finally said it. Yeah, see, I said I when I meant to say Kai. I don't know why that keeps happening. I don't fucking know, but I meant Kai. Kai is just a human. He is nothing special for now. I might let him become like a demon, half angel type thing in the future. But for now, he's just a regular ninja. It depends like what I want to do with him. But for now, he's just going to be a ninja. They basically just play the game. Like they basically just grind on in the game, get like super good, all like max tier, and that's basically all they do now. And then like one day they all die. Like they died when they were newbies in the game. They died a lot when they were newbies in the game, but they got like to level 1,000. Like they got to level 100, all of them, and like they're basically max level. Ugh, can't speak. And one day like they all die fighting this boss, and a thing pops up not on the game but in front of them, like in front of their eyes, and they don't say nothing. They all just get up and go into the living room, and without like clicking yes or clicking no, they all say, do you see this? And they all say yes. And Kai reads his out loud. Do you want to live? And Norman says do you want to leave? And Ray says, do you want to go? And they all decide like what's the worst that can happen. So they all click yes, and they go to see the anime god. And the anime god in this will just be me. Well, it's more like the game master, the creator of the game, I guess, would be me. So kind of the anime god for this, or the game god. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm basically the game master. And I tell them, so you all decided to accept. My offer is y'all sign this contract and y'all go to another world. I will be stopping time in this one so y'all won't miss on anything, but y'all will start as newbies. I'll make it so y'all become friends and meet up again, but y'all will be going to a different universe. Like, do you want to go? And the first thing Kai says is, does this world have magic? And I answer, well, did the game have magic? And Kai says, yes, it did. And I say, well, there's your answer. So do you want to go or not? And Kai says, well, I want to go. This world has magic, so I'm obviously going. Norman thinks about it for a second and says, well, if Kai's in, I'm in. And then Ray just says, well, y'all aren't leaving me behind. And they all sign the contract. I stop time and I send them into the game. They're all they're all babies. They remember their past, but they don't remember all of it. They remember that they're not from this world, and they know they know two other people that are not from this world. Well, Kai knows that. Norman, he basically has all his smarts basically, and Ray just knows that the fact that he wants to be a hunter, and Kai will be like his parents will be nobles, but they're not like they're rich, but no, they're actually poor, but they are nobles, so they have to put on like a front. I'll let him be the the fourth son of this noble family, so he's not going to get he's not going to get anything. But one day while he's in his father's library, he finds a book about ninjas, and he finds a book on a magic, like this magic, and it comes like with that note there was a orb talking about magic altitude. Now let's switch over to Kai and Rin's perspective, so I can have them become their original class, Hunter and Knight. Now, Norman, he was kicked out because he was kicked out of his normal elf village. He's a light elf, and he would have stayed a light elf, but he got kicked out of his light elf village, and dark elves decided to take him in. So now he's a hybrid of light elf and dark elf. So he basically has both of the abilities of a light elf and half elf. Like he's basically half light, half dark elf now, since he was raised by dark elves and born a light elf. So I will get into that later. But they wanted him to be a bowsman like most elves, are. But he decided I'm going to be a knight, and he picked up the sword and he would never put it down. Let's switch over to Ray's perspective. His family were all knights. Like they were a bunch of knights, and they only his whole family were knights. His brother was a knight, his sister was a knight, his mom was a knight, and his dad were a knight, and they wanted him to be a knight. But when let's say he was walking down the street and he heard somebody tuning their arrow, and they pulled it back, and I forgot what it's called, but know that sound where you most likely won't, but it's basically the sound where you let go of the bow and it makes like this sound. That he hears that, and he looks over and he sees this arrow flying through the sky, and it hits the target, and that's when he decides to put away his sword and pick up a bow. And then one day he's just walking through the forest practicing with his bow, and the cliche scene happens where you get bitten by a wolf, but you think that it was just a wolf bite, and he turns into a werewolf. And now we can switch back over to Kai's perspective. Kai is just practicing with his magic altitude, basically trying to figure out how to test if he has one, because he will have one. Norman definitely has one, but Ray does not have one, since he is a beast. Since he is a werewolf, I guess basically you can call it. His magic basically is all put into the werewolf transformation, so that's his magic is basically transformation magic, but you have to get bit by that beast to get that transformation magic, basically. I'm not to explain it that well, and basically it's basically I might as well call it What If I Made My Own Anime. I was gonna call it What If I Made My Own Dimension, but What If I Made My Own Anime? This sounds better. So let's keep going. Let me see how long we have left, because I kind of want to know. Okay, we have 5 minutes. I guess I should get them all to meet up. Basically, I'm gonna have them go to a school for adventurers, and basically I have to move away and give up all my rights to any money, even if I could get some, and it costs to get into the adventure academy. But if I know, fuck, I said it. Kai knows. God damn it. Why do I keep saying I? Kai knows if he was to get the like if he was able to get magic, he will be able to get in basically half off, and he's going to raise the rest of the money by being a merchant. And he basically does like merchant this selling um secret technique where you basically go to a like small village, buy a cheap item from there, raise it for half the price, and then keep doing that. And that's basically what he does. And he gets more than enough money to pay for his whole like what is it called, scholarship, to go to the academy. And he gets in. Norman gets like a basically a free trial to go to school where like they want him there. And Ray just like studies and practices with his bow for months and weeks, basically works his ass off just to get in. And he basically barely gets in. And I really want to leave it off there, but the timer hasn't went out, so I'll keep going for a little bit longer. The only reason I want to stop is because I forgot to get something to drink and I'm kind of running out of breath. But yeah. Um, so basically, nobody wants to talk to Norman because he got a scholarship. So he's basically, like he's the top of the class. But for some dumb reason, Norman decides to come up and talk to the one kid that looks like he doesn't want to be talked to, which is Kai. Kai, let me explain what Kai does every time it's like the first day of school. He automatically wants to be a loner. Like he doesn't want to talk to like nobody. But for some reason somebody always ends up talking to him on the like first day, and then he becomes friends with them. And then Ray walks into the class, and Ray was late, so he had to sit next to me. And then I ended up talking to Ray because I said, well, I can't be a loner no more. And Norman already like talked to me. So I ended up making small talk with Ray, and then we both get in trouble. Well, I mean Kai gets in trouble because he was the one really talking. Norman was like, I mean, fuck, Ray was just making like small talk back basically, but I'm the one that started the conversation. So, I mean, Kai is the one that started the conversation. See, this is what I was talking about. I keep saying I for some reason. I know Kai has an I at the end, and the I is like very strong in it. So I just mean fucking Kai, okay? Like it's literally just Kai. But whatever. Kai has attention, and I mean Kai, I definitely didn't say I mean Kai is just like sitting there doodling in his sketchbook, basically trying to draw his like his outfit and what he wants it to look like. And I'm going to leave it off there even though the timer didn't run out, because I keep saying I, and my throat is like super dry. Uh, so this is Shadow Master signing out. And my bad for saying I when I meant Kai. It was probably annoying because yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is Shadow Master signing out.